I'm at the spot where I'm going to brew up and have lunch. I'd be very loath to use this as it's downstream from a whole load of human habitations, so it's probably going to be full of lots of pollution and chemicals, many of which you won't be able to get out by filtering. If you had to use this water, I suggest the best way would be to distill it. Well, one of the main purposes of the trip out today was to get some punk wood for making charcoal, and the charcoal we'll use in an improvised filter. This is good and wet, so we're going to have to leave it to dry for a while. Well, we're up here on the moors. There's plenty of water, there's plenty of grass, but if we want to make a natural filter, there doesn't seem to be much sand around. So we either go and find sand somewhere, which can be difficult, or we use cloth instead. It's dead easy in the books. You make a filter with grass, charcoal and sand. But if you can't find the materials, it's a bit of a problem. I suppose in theory you could break up some of the sandstone to make a sand layer. But this would take an awful long time, and I'm not sure how effective it would be. We really need to find some reservoir or river sand. Well, it's been quite a while since I've actually done any work on the video. This is because I've been looking for sandy areas along riverbanks. There are not many of them. There are plenty of areas with silt, but sand is a little bit more difficult to find. This has a number of implications for purifying your water. Having thought long and hard about how I was going to solve the sand problem, and bearing in mind the time, money, weight, convenience equation, I decided that perhaps it might be a good idea to use some Scotch Bride instead of sand and grass, and to use a monofibre fabric instead of cotton as the cloth layer to keep the charcoal in place. I'm putting as much of the dried rotten wood as possible into one of the char cloth making tins. In the field, I would expect to do this using an open fire. It's using a lot of fuel to make the charcoal, so really this is a job that should be done on the open fire, using the fire while it's burning anyway, rather than using a dedicated stove and wasting your fuel. We can see that the amount of smoke coming off is greatly reduced, so very soon we'll turn off the heat and seal up the hole. Having spent a fair bit of time toasting the wood, we can see the result. Most of it's turned into charcoal. I've got all the materials I need to make my water filter. The knife that I quite often carry, the charcoal, which is a result of 2 sets of wood being burnt in this tin, some paracord for hanging it up, the cloth to keep the charcoal in the bottle, the pre-filter and a plastic bottle. I've got the knife that I normally carry to put some holes in the cap for the water to drain out, to put some holes in the side to hang the bottle up, and to cut the bottom of the bottle off. We've got the water filter made. It's not attractive, it's not beautiful, but we'll have to see how it works. When you use a knife in the field, there's always a danger of injury. Having put 4 holes in the bottle top, I thought perhaps an idea might be to use a sports valve. It would allow water to trickle through, it could be closed easily, and you wouldn't have to cut any plastic. So, how good is the filter? We've got the bottom of a bottle containing the original water. We'll try the homemade filter, the Sawyer, and compare it with the original sample. After the initial dark water came out of the Sawyer filter, I threw it away and then continued on. As we can see, the water's a lot cleaner. Like most things, the filter probably needs a chance to bed in. I've used it twice now, and I'm going to use it one more time to see if the quality improves with usage. As we can see, the quality has improved significantly. So, all in all, a success.